Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Growing Pains and Gains podcast. I'm your host, the Ryan King, aka Rhino, aka Ryan, and alongside my good friend Kristianos
Yeah.
and my good friend Chantelle.
Bonjour.
So it's been a long time coming. It's been something that's been on my mind, on my heart, on my spirit for a while. Just to have some real life conversations around some topics that are quite dear to my heart. And you guys are here, one, because you're friends, good friends of mine, and two, because you can relate to the topics that we're going to dig into. So, I think I've shared on social media over the years bits and pieces, and because of the reaction that I've got from people, either being surprised at how candid I'm being or how vulnerable I'm being, or just reacting because they can resonate or they can relate with the same or similar experiences. I just thought let's do a podcast where we open these things up, because these conversations obviously are not happening, and they're not always the most easy things to talk about, and they're not the most sexy sometimes, and it's not the done thing to talk your business, especially from our cultures. Do you know what I mean?
True.
But if it's gonna help somebody go through what we've gone through, but better, or to prevent people from going through what we went through, then I'm willing to be vulnerable and share. Do you know what I mean? If it will help. So that's why we're here. So Growing Pains and Gains, episode 1.
Numero uno.
Exactly.
So you started with French and now you've gone to Spanish.
I don't speak any of them.
Oh, now she's African.
Oh boy. What have I got myself
It's a good thing she doesn't. Oh, well, I was going to talk about Peruvian, Brazilian.
Oh gosh. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not going to get into
Coat
that.
many colours, please, okay? Thank you.
Josephina.
Yeah. I've just, in my mind, I'm thinking today's going to be raw. And as we do more and more episodes, you'll see the progression and the growth and what have you.
Yeah.
But, so today I want us to talk about dating.
It's been a long time since I did that.
I was going to say likewise, but that's not quite true. That's not quite true.
Disclaimer.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll explain why. I'll explain why later. But dating. So, wow, where do we start?
First date.
No, feelings.
Feelings? Okay.
Wait, before we go there, let me ask you guys this: do you feel like you were prepared for dating growing up, like as a teenager and a young adult? Were you prepared for dating? Like, do you think you were ready?
Not to the degree that I know I would be ready now.
Okay.
Which makes sense because I was an adolescent, so.
Okay. Yeah, I think for me, being a boy, I think we just start with the kiss chase.
Okay.
Run after her. If you could catch her.
I use my shoes.
We had a couple of Shelly hands who could run very fast.
So you could never catch the girls.
Shelly,
Is that a reflection of how much they didn't want you to kiss them?
Come here, baby. And obviously,
Father.
me coming from Africa, so I had my accent. I was the African boo.
Oh dear.
I was like,
Yeah,
baby,
life
let me
in
kiss
school
you.
weren't
Let
good
me
for you
kiss
guys.
you.
Yeah.
I think I've seen you somewhere before.
Maybe our uncle's house. Yeah. But yeah, I think if I take myself back to, it'll be primary school. Actually, there's a girl. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna mention names.
I was going to say, you don't have to
Don't
say
mention
names.
names.
No,
It's all
I'm
good.
not gonna mention names. But there was a girl that, for me, coming from Africa, I had. This is not something that you see. You don't see no dating. So as far as you're concerned, mum, dad are there. You don't even see them holding hands. You don't see them kissing. But then you got 11 brothers and sisters.
How did it happen?
How did that happen?
Surprise!
There's another one. Go say hello to your brother.
Funny.
Yeah, so for me, it was like that, literally. So it was a matter of learning from friends and peers and seeing what TV presents to you.
That's a
really.
fact.
Wow. Yeah.
And I actually recall standing outside Shepherd's Bush train station.
Hold tight, Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, hold tight Shepherd's Bush. I'm a West Londoner.
West
Jeez.
Londoners.
West Side.
Nah, South London over here, but yeah.
Dirty shaft. So I was standing outside the train station, first time ever. I was wearing a red, the jacket was red at the top and it was blue at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, and it looked like a Michelin, like puffer jacket kind of thing.
I remember that.
And I remember just standing up and looking at these people kissing on the train station. I was like, what does that mean when somebody's actually kissing? So I literally stood like, I'm standing up.
Underneath them.
Literally looking at them here. Hey, what is this thing? So I think to me it's like,
What is this thing?
yeah, that was my first kind of presentation to how do I look at a female counterpart and desire them and then go into dating. So dating, I don't think I understood, like yourself, I don't think I understood dating until my older years. But as far as I was concerned, dating was kiss chase. You ask a girl out, you say, would you be my girlfriend? She says yes.
Let's go out. I remember
Take her to Pigeon Duncan. Oh my gosh.
From,
do you even know
that
what
was posh.
Pigeon Duncan concerts? Because
Pigeon Bush from what were they from?
BBC.
Biker Grove.
Biker Grove.
Biker
That's a shout out to.
Dalton.
Well, they know, everybody
Yeah,
will
yeah.
know who they are. So.
Well, not everyone. Only 80s babies, really.
Yeah, okay, true,
70s and
true.
80s babies.
Yeah, yeah.
Biker Grove.
Get me out of here. Let's just say that.
Yeah, them guys there.
But yeah, so what was your side?
Primary school.
Yeah.
Primary school. You catch feelings. It's different because I'm a female, you know. The whole
say.
yeah, it's different.
So she ran slow or she ran fast?
It depends who's chasing. Donovan or Kofi.
No. My brother's name
Aaron
was Donovan.
or
You cannot
Kwame?
mention that name. We didn't have those in my school.
Oh dear.
I know.
Stephen.
Steve.
Misha.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Misha.
Yeah.
Me who?
I can't remember
As in
where
the
he was
boy's
from.
name?
That's the boy's name.
Okay. Hold tight, Misha.
I'm telling you.
Right. Shout out.
Who is it that said to me that that I ran after him with a shoe?
Oh gosh.
That was a hot mess.
What game was that?
I don't know.
That's
I
like
licked the boy. Licked on the boy.
I don't know. Well, you know, coming from a Jamaican family,
Yeah,
everything
licked
is
down the
linked.
boy.
Kick him dead.
But yeah, you know
That's
what?
funny.
I don't know. It was similar. It was just I like you and that's it. Because I'm not the aggressor,
Okay.
which
Don't
is
you let
probably
them-
why
don't
I
you
became
let them down with the
aggressive.
shoe?
You're not
I
aggressive.
ran-
Yeah, I'm
that's
saying.
what I was told. I have no evidence, neither do I have any recollection,
recollection.
of running down
There
nowhere
was
with
no
no
CCTV
shoe.
them time.
Exactly.
There. No recordings on
No,
yours.
my brain did not
3310.
remember that one. So yeah,
Conveniently.
I think it got again kiss chase, same as you.
Yeah. You went in my school though.
No, it wasn't. Thank God.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was it. It was very simple, and I guess it's different because boys tend to be the aggressors. Sometimes
I think we could find a better word than aggressor.
What word would you use?
We're the hunters.
Initiator.
We're the initiators. There we go.
Initiators,
Yeah, we're the leaders. We're the leaders. Yeah. I like that better.
Yeah.
So then, what was your take on dating? Because obviously, for me, it's an African background, and also, of course, parenting was different. So,
Yeah.
You were born here, right?
Yes, I was born here.
So your English was perfect. So you could talk to them correct English.
Yeah,
Hey, you! I like you.
My
Come
accent,
here.
my accent was very British. Yeah.
All right.
So it's a bit it's difficult for me because I feel like as a child I was like three different people. So I was a Jamaican child, as in child of Jamaican parents.
Okay.
So at home it's Jamaica. Doesn't matter what Tom, Susanna, Jane is doing out the street, you know. Then also my mum's a strict Christian, so I was a Christian kid.
Okay.
And then thirdly, I'm a British. Do you know what I mean? I'm from London. So I had those three different self-images of myself that I had to act out in different scenarios.
Okay.
So the reason why I say that is, as a Christian, them times there's no dating.
Yeah.
There's no
courting.
There's courting, but that's different. I'll get into that.
Oh.
So there's no dating.
All right.
There's no boyfriend and girlfriend. So
Go read your
that part
books.
of me, it's just like that's just a no go. So yeah, the British part of me, I guess at school I had one girlfriend in primary school, but
Hey,
it was just
You had a
like you
girlfriend?
said, yeah. But
does your mom know this?
she
about to
does.
find out
My
now.
mum
does now?
know. No, she does know. She knows. And at the time she knew, but because you're not doing anything, we're not going anywhere. Would you go out with me? Did you
Yeah.
ask her out, kind of
Yeah.
thing? But you ain't going nowhere. Do you
Not
know what I
even
mean?
cinema.
And yeah, not even.
Cinema?
That's another
You
thing.
don't have no money for
because
cinema.
as a Christian child, I wasn't allowed to go cinema.
For real.
I couldn't go
Cinema?
cinema. That's what I'm saying. I grew
can't
up
relate.
strict.
That's
So I couldn't go cinema. No one could wear jewelry. So that's a whole nother episode about
wow.
Yeah,
Christian
religions,
upbringing
yeah.
and how that's affected and influenced us as adults. We're going to get to that. But yeah, it was a little play thing. My mum would say, oh, I won't say the person's name, but yeah, you're like a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. You think she's prettier than me? And she'll say things like that. Yeah, man, I am pretty.
My mom said you're not prettier than
Yeah,
her.
imagine.
Never see that
Imagine.
person again.
So then, question.
Go on.
Okay, so you pointed out the three parts, yeah? The Jamaican, the Christian, and then the
the
British,
British,
yeah?
yeah.
Okay, so the dating, the liking,
Yeah.
for me, there's only one. Though I am a Christian, I was brought up in church. I am a PK.
What's the PK?
What is that?
PK. PK is
It's a different type of Burger
a
King.
Pastor King. Pastor
What's wrong with you?
I'm loving King.
What is it? What's PK?
PK, Pastor's Kid.
Okay. For those that I did know, I was just being silly. For those
That
watching.
didn't connect for me. Not today.
Oh, you didn't know that? PK.
No.
Oh, wow.
And then there's BK, Bishop's Kids.
Bishop
and all
Kids,
of that.
yeah.
Anyway, go on.
All right. So my part would have been coming here. My parents didn't come to England with me. I came here and I was with my auntie, who I call mum. Shout out to mummy.
Auntie Nelly.
Yeah. So I still had just the African way of doing things. I didn't have the Christian way of doing things. So now, did the Jamaican side influence how you see the little girl? And then the Christian side is complete. What do you call it? Abstinence person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the British side, I got
Anything
my
goes.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
So how did that affect your outlook on dating or seeing a girl and liking her?
Were you even thinking about that young though?
Right.
I was quite a big thinker when I was young. So, how did it? Yeah, I still am. How did it affect me? I think being strict Christian, that held me. All right, so with this one girlfriend,
Just one.
there was well, I only had one girlfriend in primary school, and we're still friends till today. Actually, there was one time where we were gonna kiss,
Out in public.
not in public at school, but in a
Okay.
we're gonna have a kiss, and the people in class knew, and we're sending messages and notes to each other like through
Paper
other people.
notes.
Yeah.
Not like
Through
these
kiss,
days.
round
Texting.
by the bike shed, blah blah blah, kind of thing.
Ah.
But I knew that I couldn't do it. Like I can't do that because I didn't want to go to hell. Like I just thought, I don't want to go to hell. No, not at all.
Lord, I've sinned against you.
No, it wasn't even a thing where when you get older and you learn, I can repent. But them time there, I was just frightened. I was a Christian by fear, so I was like, oh God. But then I want to.
Yeah.
I didn't end up kissing her. I ended up leaving her there waiting for me.
Oh, in the
kind of
altar.
thing. At the
Did you
altar.
apologize?
Leave me at the
Say that
altar.
then, say sorry.
with your-
I heard that she was saying like, "Oh, what's wrong with me?" kind of thing. So I did feel, I felt
So you
bad
could
about
have
it.
traumatized her.
Could have. I don't know. I've never.
Oh, jeez.
I haven't actually brought it up to her.
Need to have a podcast with her,
I'm
innit?
telling you.
Please take a
seat.
seat.
Nah. But
So you left her at the back shed.
basically, yeah, because I chose God and my Christianity over
Amen
the
to that.
flesh.
Amen to that.
So I was very like conscious them times that even though I was dabbling a little bit, it's very tiny. But yeah, I didn't date and have a girlfriend again. So let's say that was like 10 years old. I didn't have a girlfriend until I was like 16.
Oh, wow.
The time I met you.
Sabbatical.
Just before. So like college times. Yeah.
He was quiet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
But then,
Wow.
wow, okay.
yeah.
Did you have a complex as well with the...
Complex about what?
Me and you, we're different shades of.
What's that trying to say about? Because I'm brown skinned.
Yeah,
Brown and browner.
browner,
Brownness.
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 I'm brownness.
I have no complex about my.
Did you have no? Because I did. For
about,
me,
not about my skin. My complex was about weight and my height. So everyone, all the boys were taller, and although I was very athletic and sporty, and still am till today, I've always had an issue with weight. So that's probably why I didn't have girlfriends through secondary school. Because of that complex, yeah. But not skin. No, that's mine.
So how was it for you then?
Love my skin.
Which part, primary school? Or
Let's go
transition
from
into secondary
primary school then. So what we're talking
I
about?
was confident, probably too confident.
Yeah. Was it
Surprise. I ain't surprised at all.
predominantly? What was the ratio of the different races? And
Misha was
the
white.
race. Yeah.
Yeah.
Misha was white.
Ooh,
French.
that reminds me of Harry. Hold tight, Harry. Like
Harry was white.
I used to.
Black.
I used to.
Oh,
I used
HR
he was white. I used to
Oh.
fancy Harry. He was so
see,
cute.
see, okay.
I had. I
So
had.
you like the snow bunny thing?
Why not?
I'm saying that's what we like.
Jamaicans are like a coat of many colors. Okay, out of many, one people.
Okay.
I got Chinese in my blood. I got German somewhere on my mother's side, and then my father's maroon, and there's Indian somewhere on my grandfather's side. So I don't really.
Your grandfather's maroon.
No, my father
father's
has
maroon.
maroon
So
blood.
when you say maroon,
It's not the color.
oh, okay, that's okay. Your father's red
people-
because you know they say Jamaicans are
Your
red
father is
skin.
red.
You're a red father. Wow. She said
No,
a coat of many colors, so I'm just trying to pick out. Okay, cool.
God bless your
Here's
life.
maroon.
Maroon Town is a place in Jamaica.
Okay.
So
Old tight Jamaica.
hold tight.
But
So the
isn't that
earrings.
type of people as well? The maroons.
Yeah,
Or is
maroons.
that my
The
favorite?
original
Maroon.
Jamaicans.
It's not just a place. It's
No, yeah. But yeah, so I had, I don't know. I never had a complex, a thought, and I didn't see like I grew up with my brothers and my mum. My sister had already left home, so I didn't see like girlfriends or at that time anyway, or different shades. It was just I like you and that's it. But I was very confident, like I said. So I would be like, so I like you, I fancy you, and I would just put it out there in
So
the
you'd
in the
move to the man
atmosphere.
then?
100
Oh,
in
see?
primary school.
Wow.
I was overconfident. I don't even know what possessed me to do that in the first place.
Where did that come from though? Like,
I don't know.
is your family confident like that? The women in your family strong and confident like that? Are
Jamaican
they
women.
outspoken?
Just say Jamaican women, and that is all you need to say.
Well, what does that mean?
I don't know because
I need to understand what does Jamaican
I don't
women
think
mean.
my mum was that kind of person to move to be so like. My mum's quite
bold.
reserved and quite
Yeah, my mum was.
and she had us. She grew us up to be, don't eggs up yourself, and you know what I mean.
I was the opposite.
So there we go. So it's a different type of Jamaican.
Go get it.
You got the outspoken Jamaican. You have the reserve.
Was that also? Was your dad around?
My dad was around. My dad was always around.
Is your dad the quiet type?
So if my mum knows you, she will be more open.
Okay.
If my dad is the people person, I'm that way.
Okay.
So he is the one that everybody knows.
Okay.
And to this day, even though he's gone now, God rest his soul. So he's always been the social type.
Okay.
So
That's where you get it from. then.
yeah. And my grandmother, my mum's mum, they were very much outgoing, whereas my mum was more on the hello side.
Oh, proper.
Yeah. And she until you get to know her and she's comfortable,
Yeah. And
then you hear her laugh.
So that reminds me of in Africa. But I think it's not really Africa. Just here, my culture or my experience is you can't go to someone's house and drink out the whole drink like that.
Interesting.
Don't make me see you drink out the whole drink.
You can't finish your
You're
beverage.
not allowed to
Finish your
finish it.
cup.
No.
That made no
So
sense.
when you're talking about your mum being cream and proper, it's
Prim and proper. Not cream and.
Okay. Castle cream,
Cream and proper. No. Prim and proper.
Prim. I'm African, man.
It's all right.
You can't use that as an excuse all
Make
the
up your
time.
own tea.
Okay, then. Okay.
So wait, let me get this straight. If you go to someone's house, and this is a completely different episode, we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
know,
to
we're
this.
gonna get. I just wanted to. It's just because she said prim and proper, so that's what
You
I thought.
cannot finish the drink
no,
that
no,
the
no.
That
person
makes no
gives you.
sense.
It shows that you must have been hungry and you didn't. You didn't get fed. You mean I didn't feed you where we came from? So you have to complete the drink. No. Yeah. So
I get
we used to always leave a little bit. You know the spit juice. You leave
The
the spit
backwash.
juice. Yeah, the backwash. And when you see that, it's,
Thank you for
and
saying
you know you're
backwash and the spit
thirsty.
Yeah.
You're thirsty. That.
Hey, that's
that
funny.
little bit.
Do you still do that now?
No, I drink off the
Well,
whole
look at
drink.
the glass. But do you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Jamaicans are similar, but I was growing up to not ask for anything. If Miss Jane offers you a drink, don't take it.
Say no.
If she offer you a sweetie,
Not eat from the body.
don't take it.
And even your belly's talking on your behalf.
But here's a
like,
joke. Miss Jane. Oh, Ryan, you want a drinks? My mum will step in. No, it's not thirsty. I'm just drink. Oh, would you like one? Yeah, I like a drink. I think
So she'll take it.
She'll take
but
it.
you can't take it.
You want a little food, Ryan? No, him too greedy. Him just eat. Would you like some
you
food?
give
Yes.
it,
Give me a little taste. I think
Just a spoon
did
of
we
rice.
sit around the same dinner table and eat
Eating
at the same
thing.
time? So yeah, we couldn't don't say yes to nothing. And you could be hungry, thirsty, parched. No, thank you. And do you know what? I still
your
do
lips
that
are
to this
dry.
day. You offer me stuff. No, I'm all right, thank you. Sure,
I'm
I'm
gonna force
good.
it on you then next time.
Oh, wow.
Well, you're different. But,
yeah, you know
but
the person,
generally,
man.
people
And
offer me
you're not a
stuff.
big man.
Yeah, but all right. See, we went out the other day. You and the other person we were with, you went to the bar.
Yeah.
Do you want a drink? No, I'm good.
Oh, so you're playing shy?
No, I'm not shy, but I'm just...
It's you're used to it.
I'm not going to just drink as well because
For the
everyone else
sake
is
of
drinking.
drinking.
Yeah. So,
Follow the crowd.
But I'm just used to saying no. Anyway, sorry to cut you. Go on, continue.
No, I was thinking of when I actually got to the point of knowledge in terms of dating. Because them times that what we're talking about is, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm driving without a license. So, excuse the pun.
Sorry? Oh. I thought that was West London coming out of here. You man used to do that thing there.
No, we started driving from 13. But anyway. Yeah, so the position where, okay, the kids chase the primary school, I didn't know what was going on. So I was just chasing for chasing's sake, because I see Tyrone chasing, so I want to chase. But then, at what point do you think you got to the understanding of, actually, I kind of have an understanding of my feelings? Like you said, you're talking about your feelings. I understand that. Oh, he kind of looks, ooh. I want to
That's
talk
never
to
been
him.
on my
I want to talk to her. Like, what point, what age? First, let's go with what age. And what point was it where you understood that, yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing here now?
Ooh. I'm going to answer that. Well, so for me, I was never the teenager that would move to girls. Like, I'm not... Then back in the day, people would be chirping or moving to girls. Or did you move it up? I wasn't that person. I didn't have the gift of the gab on the spot kind of vibes.
Oh, wow.
Or the confidence. So I would be the guy in college who... I sit in the common room, but I'm involved in everything. So I play basketball with the basketball guys. I'm playing blackjack in the common room with the common room people.
Yeah.
I go to the chapel with the Christians sometimes, and I go to the canteen with the canteen people sometimes. So I'm like all things to all people.
Yeah.
So I'm always moving.
Jamaican, innit?
But in college, I found out how to leverage my singing ability. So that was my way. That was my way in socially with the cooler people.
Natasha's.
So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to start spilling out names. But yeah, so I would sing, and I remember at SFX, the college that we went to.
Shout out
SFX. There was a time where I had so many girls' numbers, but because of friend kind of way. And I remember a lot of the guys like, what, you got so-and-so's number? I'm like, yeah. What, you got this one? Oh, why are you always with all the girls? Like, what, blah, blah, blah. But I was using my singing or other, do you know what I mean? Blackjack or whatever to kind of bring myself in. So I wasn't really moving to girls like that, but I was interacting and learning how to leverage my thing.
We should ask him what his favorite song was.
She knows.
I can tell you because he was.
Were you in that as well?
So
She knows.
So when I went this
At that time.
again the forwardness, not because forward because it has to always do with feelings, but I was in the common room. I was walking through the common room entrance with Teresa. Hold tight, Teresa. And all I heard was Ryan sing. I was like, wait, let's walk back again and hear what you just did, because I heard him sing. That's exactly what I said to her.
Did he do it on purpose? Like,
I don't
did
know.
you used to do it?
Well, when you walk past someone and they see
It was
from
accidentally
behind.
on purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was early as well.
It
Because I was
was.
sitting on my own. So that means I didn't really know anybody yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was on the phone to somebody,
Okay.
Jordan. Yeah.
Hold tight, Jordan.
And we were practicing something, but I didn't have to be doing it there in the common room. I could have done it outside.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, this bit, it goes like blah, blah, blah. It goes like this.
Come on.
And people walking past. And I remember when Shan walked past and she said, oh,
Yeah.
do that again.
I double backed,
And
man. I
we've been
did.
friends ever since from that.
Wow.
Yeah, from that
You're
moment.
singing.
So what song was it? Do you remember?
Go.
Do you know what?
Quick,
that
one.
wasn't
Come
the
on,
song.
quick,
That
quick
wasn't
one.
the song, but that's one of the songs.
Come on,
That's
let's
what I
have a
heard.
quick one. Just
No.
5 seconds.
Yes.
5 seconds. Come on, let's pressure
This
it.
podcast is
on.
not. It's not about.
Doesn't matter. Come on.
It's not about that. It was actually. It was
the
actually.
bridging that
Just Friends by Music Soul Child.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah, that bit there. She's trying to draw me out.
I can do it.
That's his weak point. That's his
Yeah.
weak point.
So I used to use that. I used to sing that.
It worked.
Voicemails.
It did work. I was just about to say, I used to put it on my voicemail.
Oh,
I used to record
yes.
other people's voicemail for them. So that's how I got in there. Like, people be like, oh, can you record this on my voicemail? Because remember, you could access other people's voicemail back in the day. You just needed
Press
their
1 or
pin.
press 2. Yeah. You go through
Yeah,
it.
so... And then, remember voicemailing, we could send people a voice note via voicemail for free.
Yes.
Mate, so we're showing our age.
I know. I was doing
For
my
me,
exams at
it
the
wasn't
time.
like that. I for voicemails used to be like, what?
Oh, yeah.
I can't hear
pretend-
you.
Yeah. So you're talking to the
Say that
voicemail. You're talking to the voicemail, mate.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
So, Shai, what was your point where you start realizing that? Oof.
She said primary school, bro.
No, where she start understanding what she's doing in terms of dating and liking.
No, I definitely
like
can't say
you now.
names. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Secondary school. And that's because, well, I could, but I don't want to do that. Still on good terms and still, good friends and stuff. But there are two people, but one in particular who why are you laughing?
I was just
It's
wondering,
not funny.
when you say two people, I'm thinking,
No, not at the same
is
time.
it?
No.
I have to ask the question because my
head wasn't even there.
My calculations
No,
go
we don't
very
do those
quick.
things.
2 + 2 is 4. -1 is 3. Quick maths.
Idiot. What an idiot.
Is he all right? Like, where did you find this
I don't know. Bro.
Man's
So,
hard,
no.
hard. Okay.
go
One
on.
boyfriend in particular, I must have been, I feel like it was like between year 9 and 11. I was like you. I could float. I didn't do one group. I could do 7 and be back in my own corner.
Okay.
So I guess it was because of that why I even got exposed to them, because I was talking to people from year 7 to year 11. I was talking to everybody. And these gentlemen at different times
Okay.
were the year above me. One in particular I still talk to now. But yeah, I went out with him. And I knew it was real when he would tell me, this girl's trying to talk to me. Like, can you talk to her? And I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you say, can you talk to me?
As in, if you come near him again, because he's told you to leave
I
him
will
alone.
talk
You
to
warned him
you.
off.
Then I
Warned
yes.
her off.
So you will.
I grew up around Mandem.
Okay.
So, yeah. I grew up around Mandem. And my brothers as well. And when you see them in their little tussles and grappling and all those things, and then one does martial arts and you're like, you see a lot of things and they're always talking to you about if anyone does this, so you kind of pick that bit up. But yeah, I dated him twice when I was in secondary school and after, but it just wasn't for me. I felt like he wanted me more than I wanted him.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't feel him the same way he felt me.
That's an interesting
And
point.
even after that, in adulthood, he would still tell me that.
So he still remembers that he wanted you more than you wanted him. Sorry, Stephen. Sorry, brother. But wait, question, yeah? So we're gonna, as my mum would say, stick up in and come back to this, yeah?
For us Africans,
As
we
an
have
adult.
safety pins.
As an adult, yeah? Do you think... you couldn't get past it. So do you think
Yeah.
it's better to be with someone who likes you more than you like them? Or loves you more than you love them?
So I'm going to go biblical on that. It depends on what your walk is.
Hallelujah.
Glory!
Be to
Go on,
God.
open that up.
Hey!
Depends on what your walk is.
Yeah, it depends. Because if you are talking about that, then you got to die, because you have to love the woman as Christ, your wife, as Christ loved the church. And that's now. So in that sense and in that context, with this knowledge now, then that part, but not in general. Like, It depends on what their love looks like as well. Is your love obsessive, or is your love
Let's
possessive?
assume that it's healthy. It's
Okay.
a healthy love, but they love you more. They like you more. They love you more than you love them.
Yes.
So there's love, but go on.
I want to be loved more than I love them.
Okay.
And the reason being is because I will match your energy.
Okay.
So if I know that you're giving me less than what I'm giving you, I'll feel hard done by. You're drinking a bottle of water. That's 1.5 liters.
Other brands are available, by the way.
Yeah, no promotions here.
No
Yeah, we're not
promotion.
promoting.
Not the one that highlighted the water.
They want to sponsor, then obviously.
Yeah.
We talk.
So yeah, I would like to be loved more than I love them because I want to match. Because I know that if I've got a lot to give, and even if I don't have a lot to give, I'm gonna try find a way to match you at least. So if I've only got a 1 liter bottle of love, and you've got a 5 liter bottle of love, I want to pour that whole 1 liter and search for some more liters of love to put in to match you. That's
sweet.
But if I'm 5 liters, and you're just giving me 75 milliliters,
He's like leg on the gun.
and you're not looking at how you're gonna be trying to work away, or I'll say, we'll go to the things I was thinking about is even that the main things that you need in a relationship.
Okay.
If you don't have that willingness to try find that water, we're Africans, so find that well.
Yeah.
Wherever you see the well.
I was wondering how long it
There's
take
an
you
old
to bust
African
out.
saying, he that findeth a well, findeth
my
love. That's not true. But anyway, that's my point.
Holding it back, please.
You're holding me back.
He's holding back the love.
Discipline.
Whew.
But I hear that though. That I hear that, and I guess I'm not gonna fast forward too much, but I can understand in terms of being someone who is a giver. I give, I pour into, because pour me water.
Pause.
What's wrong with
What's
you?
wrong with this brother?
I don't know. I just said pause. Like,
Cool.
Yeah.
What, dramatical pause? Pause for effect.
Pause for effect.
And
All
then,
right, go on.
No, but I'm a giver. And would you please renew your mind?
Get out of here, man.
What have I got myself into?
Hey, do you know what? My head wasn't
done?
even there. And from your pause. Mate. From your
Okay.
pause.
Ayo, my God,
Man, clap him.
God.
All right, cool.
Yes.
I am somebody who
Yeah.
gives. Okay? No pause. So therefore, yeah. Oh, for God's sake.
I'm over.
What have I
I'm
done?
over.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you're a giver. You're a giver, yeah.
I'm a giver. I get it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Mash up the TV.
I beg someone give him this man some water.
Mr. Easy. Pour me water.
Pour me
right,
water.
cool.
Give me water. I've got a question then.
No, but I didn't get the point though.
Oh,
So
sorry. Let's go back to
because Shan is a natural giver, you give, you nurture, you please your partner, blah blah blah.
Let's
Then
be
what
clear
does that
about
mean?
what that means.
Yeah, she didn't say please with partner.
No,
She said
but
she's
I'm
just
saying
a natural
if
giver.
if you're I'm assuming as a wife being a giver.
If I'm a wife, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
yeah, in that context. Sorry, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Go ahead.
No, so yeah. I'm just saying that I understand in terms of having you will match, but I think that it's important to be equally giving. I know it won't be equal all the time because it can't be. I might not be able to give to you in this particular area of need for you because I might be deficient there right now. But as long as we're both understanding of that, as long as we know that I've got you, even if I'm not there yet, but I'm gonna get there. I'll try to get there. Or if this is my limitation, I'm hoping that your understanding will be that this is where I'm limited, but I'm still willing to be or try or do. So yes, I get that, and I agree, and I would want the same because I shouldn't be the only one doing.
So does that mean you've changed your answer then?
I would say that my experiences have influenced my answer.
You're giving me a politician's answer. So, so first you said you don't want someone who loves you more than you love them.
No,
But now
that
you're
was
saying
my secondary school experience. He did, and I didn't at the time. I just didn't have the same feelings.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Feelings.
So you do want someone who loves you, shows love more.
I want someone. This is what my confession has been of late.
Okay.
I want someone to be in the same place or more than me, but I guess that could be quite broad. But as long as we are communicating, as long as we are understanding why are we in this, number one? Because if we're not on the same path or on the same place or have the same idea, not completely, but like if we're not trying to reach the same goal, what's the point?
Yeah.
I value communication. I value good communication. So therefore, as long as you're communicating, you don't have to have it all together, but communicate that and aspire to do or be. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Absolutely.
All right. So dating itself then. So we live in an age where there's a lot of online dating. There's a lot of dating apps. And then there's also a lot of opinions on social media about dating, first dates. So this year, earlier on in the year, we saw clips. I don't know if you guys saw it, of a woman saying that she shouldn't be taken to the Cheesecake Factory. You know, how you taking me to the Cheesecake Factory as a restaurant, blah, 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 as a first date. She deserved more, what have you. And then you've got schools of thought that say, you know, men should cover everything. I think it's a very American thought process or frame of mind or what have you. That man should cover everything, and then when you're together, the man should cover everything. So his money is our money, and her money is her money.
Trigger.
So yeah. So let me line it up for you lot. So
Line it up.
first of all,
Oh, not the hairline. She just lined up my hairline.
I can't even comment because I'm follically challenged. So I won't
baby
be.
hair.
Yeah.
Look at her, baby hair.
My baby hairs are long gone. Long gone.
Sorry.
I got pictures though.
Look
for
at
the
my
heyday.
granddad hair.
Yeah.
I need
So dating. So
Yeah.
first of all, what are your thoughts about online dating? How do you feel about it? And then we'll talk about whether or not we think it works or not.
I've never done it.
Oh. Including social media. So slides in
Blackchat, back in the day.
slides in the DMs,
Okay.
direct message. That's included, as well as WhatsApp. Let's not say WhatsApp. Let's just say social media DMs.
I think there's a
and
slight
dating,
difference though.
online
There's,
dating.
there's a slight difference with sliding in my DMs or me sliding in your DMs.
Sliding in my
I'm not
DMs.
doing-
Yeah, get out of here. In her DMs.
In her
Yeah.
DMs.
You ain't doing that.
There's a bit of a difference.
What's the
because
difference for you?
There's one. It is a purpose created site,
Okay.
room,
Purpose built. Yeah.
purpose built that you go in there and you advertise yourself.
Yeah.
Fair.
And there's another one where, because not being funny, the fact that anybody has dated, you slid in somebody's DMs. It might not be in a DM in social media terms, but it's a DM in terms of their personal and direct connection. So to say hello, how you doing at a birthday party, to say hello, how you doing
Physical DMs.
at a dating thing, finished, and I want to date you later.
dating.
Yeah, it's there's two different parts.
Okay.
So I don't know if we should split it up or we should keep it the same.
Split it up, I think.
All right, split it up for the sake of argument. Go ahead.
All right, cool.
I ain't finna argue with you, brother.
No, it's cool. That's what we're here to do.
But
to
yeah,
share.
when you say sliding in the DMs, yes, because I remember commenting on a post.
That's
And
an
some-
automatic slide.
Like,
That's
brethren.
in the DMs.
So you commented on someone's post.
Yes,
Was
which
that like
had
a love
nothing
struck
to-
eyes?
You
Wait,
looking
Was it
good.
love struck eyes? Was it a fire emoji?
No, it could have been a pregnancy post for all I know. I don't even remember what the post was, but I responded to someone random's post. I think it might one of them public pages, and somebody liked my comment, and then they thought that gave them the right to go and then go in my, oh, you're so pretty. I didn't even open the message.
Wow.
I just saw the first line and I just kept it in the background wherever it was.
In the message
There's-
request.
Yeah, there's never entertainment when it comes to that part. The reason why I guess is because I am still legally in a marriage, right? So therefore, I got married young. I was 21.
Okay.
Really?
Last year.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah. I didn't get invited, but anyway.
I was. We I'll talk about that outside the podcast. But yeah, so I've avoided all of that. I feel like marriage preserved me, even though I'm not actively in it. But it preserved me from all of those things because I never ever entertained them. I am in a covenant, so therefore I'm not even entertaining the conversation or the message. So I never had that problem.
So how did you? So let's go back to, because we say there's two ways, right? There's a purpose-built room, and then there's another private room that you just
Find yourself in.
So how did you and your ex-husband?
We met when I was working in a supermarket. We were just talking about that.
Hey,
she said she weren't going to.
They don't sell supermarkets. I'm not going to say the supermarket.
I was at work.
Okay, so then, how did that conversation start then?
But before she answers that,
Okay.
it's different though, because her response then, as a single woman, is different to her response now. So her response now was about being in the situation she's in now.
Yeah. So you wouldn't
so you-
I
respond
wouldn't
to
entertain
nobody.
him even if I wasn't like.
No, but that's
legally
the
married. I wouldn't have because what? No, just no. That's not for me. That's not for me.
So
Because I'm not going onto my Instagram for you to come on my Instagram inbox and just that's just doesn't sit. That's just not for me.
no matter who it was, it could be Mr. Right, and it could
How
be
am
the
I
most
gonna know that?
respected by checking them out, giving them
Fraud.
time of
That's what
day.
I'm saying fraud.
But that's the reason why I'm saying, because from what my African ears, I'm hearing you say that she's because she's in a certain arena,
Yeah, a
she's
situation.
not going to entertain.
Okay.
But I want to understand, what if you're in the arena of singledom? Yeah, that's my own
So
word.
that's probably a better way to ask it then. If you were single now, what would your approach and reaction be?
What would you accept? What would you
wouldn't-
accept?
I wouldn't have
You won't accept.
no. Not in my Instagram because that's not what I'm there for. I don't
No,
want
not
to.
Instagram. Just hello.
Oh, you mean in general?
Yeah.
I talk to people now and I just let them know that I'm sorry, I'm just not interested.
I would challenge that school of thought though,
Why so?
because Instagram. That's not what you were there for.
Right.
But that's how you meet people in general, in any situation. Like you said, Sainsbury's, that's not what you were there for.
No.
So
Fair point.
it's a medium of which to cross paths. That person saw you in a comments. That's how he came across you.
Right.
Just like if you came across you on a platform
street.
at a train station.
Yeah.
So I don't think it has to, for me, it doesn't have to be purpose built for that.
Yeah.
It's down to the person to see what they see and respond or
Appreciate
not.
it. Yeah.
But we cross paths here. So right here is where I'm saying
Our connection
I may
is.
never see you anywhere else ever again.
Yeah.
So I'm putting my hat in the ring. There you go. What you saying? You can look at my profile.
Yep.
I know
It
you
could be
ladies,
fake.
you ladies are top investigators. Or whatever. So
Oh,
you can do the
KGB.
background check, CRB, DBS,
Yep.
everything.
The
Advanced check.
MI5, FBI.
Once you're happy with that, it's up to you. Happy or not?
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Carry
That's
on.
why. That's why I challenge
That's fair.
that.
I still don't want it though.
She's the computer says.
She said
The computer says no.
Okay, fair enough.
For me, I have a different outlook.
Go on.
Whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. Yeah.
Water
So-
float my boat.
Water.
Water.
Eh, some boats are also on sand.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yet to see that. Yet to see that. But
Don't
yeah,
worry,
go on.
yeah. I'll say for me, the purpose-built arenas, I can't take you seriously. For me,
Wow. I would have thought it was the opposite.
no, I
go on,
can't. I
say
can't
why.
take you seriously because it's for me. Again, I respect those, and I've got people, friends, old tight friends who've been on certain arenas and they've gained a relationship and have children and even gone into marriage.
Yeah. And when you say arenas, you're talking about platforms.
I'm talking about platforms. Okay, sorry. Let me say platforms. Yeah.
Because I know you. I'll just translate.
Yes. Yes.
people,
Thank
yeah.
you.
You blame me because you're African. Eh?
I didn't say that because I know
No,
him.
not you.
No,
You would say
I would
because I'm
blame it
African.
because I'm African.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So he means platforms.
I mean
when he says
platform.
arenas.
Yes. In certain platforms, number one, number
Number
two, No, you know when you go to
Platform
some
one.
platform,
This
you
guy.
go to platform 15. All right, in certain platforms, it almost shows as if I could not find you anywhere else, and I had to go there.
Wow.
And it showed for me. I apologize if anybody sees anything wrong with what I'm saying.
He apologizes if he's causing any offense. Disclaimer. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Fantastic. So those things for me, it says, yeah, I feel a little bit desperate.
I knew you were going to say that.
But why does that make
it's
you
not-
feel desperate?
For some
me,
people are though, bro, because you
I-
know,
I-
you
I-
know,
that's
you
what I
know the
said.
rhetoric is where are all the good men? There's no good men. Men are this, men are that.
So you go to
so they're
platform
like,
three.
you know what?
Sorry about that.
Let me try this. It's almost like it's a last resort for a lot of women, and then
That's
they
no
say,
problem.
"Oh, why did I come on there? I'm deleting my account." It's always, you know what I mean? That
I
kind
thought
of
Wherever
about
you
doing
go-
it, but I just haven't done it.
Wherever you go,
time.
if you find the platform of, I want to say platforms of churches or platforms of sites where you advertise. Well, let me not say
advertise. Just
Let me not say advertise. Platforms where you speak about yourself and
Yeah.
you make a profile. You go. There's libraries you go and read.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Go on.
Indeed, you're on there.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to present yourself, you find yourself there. So if it's everyone's birthdays, I want to go to everyone's birthdays. And surely I might meet somebody when I go to your birthday, when I go to your birthday, when I go to their birthdays. So every birthday that comes up, I'll choose to go to birthdays and I will not go to funerals. That's just a platform. So then if I'm looking at myself and I'm saying that I've exhausted all the other private platforms where I could go to someone's birthday, someone's funeral, my workplace, and there's a leaving due, and I present myself, and the person takes fancy to me, then great. But not somewhere where I'm purposely coming there and saying, "Hey, look at me."
Yeah. All the pouting and the peace signs. And the,
Don't go and let the man them don't do it. The man them do their own pouting and they're smiling.
look at me in the gym.
In the
from
gym.
behind.
Imagine.
What are we looking at here?
I don't understand that, but anyway.
Anyway. That's another
That's
conversation.
But yeah, so still in the same part where to date and to look at somebody and take them serious.
Yeah.
I would not go in a nightclub and your skirt is half price. And you paid part pay. What you got? HP on your dress. Klarna. So you made your first payment and you
can
took
only
the
get
garment.
part.
So you took half of it.
Okay, I hear
And
you.
then I'm supposed to take you serious. Or go into those same because that's a platform.
So where do you take them serious? That's what I want.
I take them serious where it is some
What arena?
What arena? Yeah. Okay. In the arena of the Olympics. Sorry.
Paddy.
Patty.
Go on.
All right. I take them serious when we meet somewhere where you could show vulnerability and present your holistic self, where you do not have to demonstrate, this is my good side.
But would that come out straight away though?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think any environment you
depends
meet
on the-
someone in, you're not going to see their full
beg
all
to differ.
facets. You're not going to. When you met me
Yeah.
as a man, you didn't see the guy who plays rugby, the guy who plays basketball, the guy who beats you up at blackjack. you didn't know that guy.
Pause. Rewind that one. That one carry out.
No.
Fakeness.
We're about truth here. we're about
Fakeness.
truth.
All
So
right.
you didn't see those other facets to me,
Yeah.
although we clicked in those areas.
Yeah.
But
What did I see though?
You saw the part that you saw based on the arena platform.
Thank
when
you.
We were in.
Which was not, look at me. Oh, I could back you up if there's beef.
Yeah, true.
So
It was the arena, the platform where I met you
Was church.
Was church,
Yeah.
and therefore it was my point of vulnerability. You know what? You don't know the whole thing, so check what I am and try to invest.
Yeah.
Not that I've got muscles, or not like because what we get every time we go out is, "Are you two brothers? Are you two brothers?" And that kind of gets a nice twang to it because then people they just become attracted to us, male and female. And that's not no. When I say that,
control someone else's
attracted to
feelings.
the energy, attracted to the energy that
okay.
we
When we're together.
exude.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So So I'm now not hanging with you
Yeah.
because of that. I'm hanging with you because we have our realness.
Yeah.
So same thing, if it's a female counterpart, I'm not with you because you presented your thighs and it wasn't care the whole thing, yeah? You presented yourself as in, this is who I am, and this is what I like to do.
Then
and
you were
then I
drawn
took interest
to find out the
and
rest.
invested.
Okay, I get it.
All
I
right.
appreciate
So
that.
you like the natural way of meeting people?
Absolutely.
I say natural in terms of traditional, which would be like face to face.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I like face to face, but yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. So my answer to this question then.
Moving on swiftly. No, I'm joking.
No, I think it's a preference thing. So just like people have preference to meet people online, or they'll have preference from one platform to another. This person loves Snapchat. This person prefers Insta. This person loves TikTok. This person likes Tinder versus Bumble, whatever.
This is not promoting any of those things.
Other dating sites are available. Plenty of fish. Whoever, yeah. Some people are not good at face-to-face interactions. Yeah. And some people are not good at making conversation. Some people are awkward socially. I think I'm a bit socially awkward with like someone I don't know, but if I like them, I might say something stupid or not know what to say. So for me, I prefer not dating apps. I don't like dating apps, but I prefer platforms. Arenas. Online arenas, basically. Because there's less pressure to perform on the spot. I'm a person who likes to think about my responses and come back with something sarcastic, witty, funny, or deep, or for whatever.
After 1 week.
But in the flesh, on the spot,
Yeah.
I'm that person. I'm not that quick-witted person. Like even, for example, in confrontation, I'm not the talker. That's why I avoid confrontation, because it's either 0 or 100. So I'm not the talky kind of witty person. So yeah, for me, I prefer the platforms.
Do it at your own pace.
Exactly. I can respond. I can think about my response and respond. Do you know what I mean? The dating apps, I dabbled with it for a little while. Nothing substantial came of it for me. There's a lot of fake accounts, a lot of time wasters, a lot of people, ladies who want attention. But then,
Did you not want attention?
did I not want attention?
Yeah. Did you not want attention?
At times, I did want attention.
Ooh, 5 of them liked me in two
It was
minutes.
nice. Yeah, it is nice.
And then you put up a gym one. 40 kg.
Yeah,
Oh, look at this.
46.
Okay, 46.
Specific, please.
No, but yeah, it
Put some
depends, because
respect in my
again, this is gonna cover another topic we'll speak about later. But when you're not in the right place, when you're not healed, when you're not when you're not healed, or if you're lonely, what have you,
if you're
or
needy, sensitive,
if you're broken, you need, those things are like plasters. It will patch up that little boo boo. You know what I mean? This hurts, so that's a little kiss on the boo boo. Do you know what I mean? It's nice. It's a form of validation. But again, nothing's come of it. So that told me that's not the arena or platform for me. So yeah,
because I'll say the same thing. So now I met you female.
Yeah.
Oof, that feels
Met
so
her.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Met you female. Her.
Okay.
See how that calmed him down?
You did, yeah. Female touch. The female touch.
Yeah. Now that I've met her,
We're talking soft and that. Yeah.
You've seen it here, live and direct. Okay.
In action.
it's just that thing.
Hey, you idiot.
Girls,
Talk
you
up.
better watch out.
OMG.
What you're saying about the plaster bit,
Yeah.
what I've seen and started counseling some other friends and peer mentoring as well, is that
Stop. She just gave you the fan.
It's okay. He's being
You could have fanned her. She just gave you the 5 liters. You didn't give her none of the liters.
I did give us a fanning before, because
Okay.
I purposely positioned my arm in the right way that both of
giving.
us
Could benefit.
Matching
Come
each
on,
other's
let me
energy.
hear a
Match it.
hallelujah.
Okay.
Let me hear hallelujah.
And because
somewhere.
you did that,
So she
then
respond-
thought,
That wasn't even why, you know.
Leadership.
No, but you didn't even know that's why.
I'm the only one not sweating out.
Because-
Yeah, but you didn't even know why. That's what real man and leadership is about.
I like to think I do that in real life.
In a real life.
No
I live in
comment.
real-
Anyway, go on.
but yeah, so the plaster is you meet the person on the platform, and then unfortunately life happens and you're not providing that same attention that she was looking for.
Yep.
What do you think is going to happen?
Oh,
then
I
after?
know what happens.
Okay then.
There's
That's
plenty
take.
of it.
That's
There's
why I
plenty
can't
of
take
it.
it that serious.
Can we say what that is?
Okay,
Oh, go ahead.
so I will mention. Now you've dated the person. You've dated. You're dating, and you're now in a relationship.
Yeah.
And the person needed that attention, that attraction. They wanted to go to Cheese Factory. Didn't.
Yeah.
So you took them to Cheese Factory, and then, oops, you're laid off work for about 3 months, so you don't have Cheese Factory money. So we just need to stop saying names, innit?
We should stop having money to go to restaurants
Yeah.
on dates.
So you stop having money to take into high class restaurants. And so you have to go to a faster food restaurant. Something that comes out quick, yeah, you know, like
Or cook.
king, yeah, or cook. So she sees it as, oh, well, this is boring. Let me put myself back up because at least I'll get that attention from there, and I still have you doing this, but I still get that attention from there. Where the personality is now split. Can I say personality? Or the attention is split.
Yeah.
So now and that's the reason why I find that if that is your go-to, you've showed me your plaster and you've opened it slightly and showed me what's underneath it. The skin's not healed. So if I'm then coming to put an extra plaster above the plaster, it's just going to peel off. The glue's going to wear off. And when the glue wears off, which is going to happen?
You're going to look for another
You're
plaster.
going to look for another
Yeah,
plaster.
I hear that
still.
And unfortunately, my beard is not the biggest beard. You find somebody who's got the bigger beard, fuller beard.
healthier.
You
Yeah.
find a darker skinned person.
Or
and-
a lighter skin,
or-
or browner
or-
skin. Whatever
You find a
takes your
darker
fancy.
skinned person. And I won't be the after 8s no more. You find it after.
Oh, she's finding after
After
nines.
nines.
Yeah. But you know what, as well, to add to your point, though,
that's
you're right. Because if that's someone's go-to for their validation,
was a
it's
platform.
likely not to change. So you see a lot of women, and not just women, people, still in relationships, but still posting. Still posting first
That's
traps.
mad.
Still posting attractive pictures. But if you pull them up, oh, I'm not doing it for
attention.
Right.
I'm not
So
doing
why
it for
did you
man.
put it in
I'm
the
doing
first
it-
place?
You
You
know
wouldn't.
somebody thirsty
Me
and you know they're going to
personally-
sit and they're going to water drink.
Listen,
So
me
can you
personally,
Translate.
Oh, sorry. You know they're going to be thirsty and that someone's going to want to drink.
I want a beverage.
Okay. Yeah.
A beverage, right?
Agua minerale.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So what you said there made me think actually. If that's someone's MO, that's how they'd like to get attention, it's not likely to change once you
move
become
in.
exclusive.
But do they always know that that's their MO? My thing is,
No,
if
but
you're
when you
broken,
pull up,
you
when you
don't
pull them
always
up,
know.
they don't. When you pull someone up about it, even as friend to friend, like, oh, who's that first trap for? Oh, it's not first trap. They get defensive, like, hold it. So what is it you're actually doing? Because you're showing me your gym workout.
Yeah.
You're working out your triceps, but you're showing me from behind.
Right.
What is it you actually think we're
Demonstrating.
gonna see?
Yeah.
Or pay attention to? And you tend
Stop being
and you're someone
naive.
who's blessed in that
Yeah.
area.
Stop being ignorant.
It's not for that. People need to control themselves.
Why put it
No.
out there in the first place?
We know how the world works. Yeah. And that's why I went back to the question of knowing what you're doing when you're dating.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're going to put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Me, somebody who's witty, I've got lines that will just straight get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Boss for days.
So I got boss.
But so hard.
Boss.
Yeah, but I don't think like bars in such sense like you have to have. Oh my gosh, did you fall from heaven? No, that's
not chat
just
up lines,
yeah, not chat
but
up
you've
lines.
got
Yeah, you're able
to the
to
gab,
work
yeah.
with.
You know how to talk.
Yes, I know how to talk.
You know, and another downside, I guess, to my preference of being online is things like filters.
When you say, what do you mean by filters?
You don't know what
like
it really
what
looks
to
like?
say?
So when people put on filters on their pictures and they look and appear a different way.
Catfishes.
Catfishes.
I thought your name.
Makeups.
Makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a makeup man anyway. I don't like makeup. So that's another potential issue. But yeah, I guess I need to revisit my preference of platforms.
So
Unless it's not your preference at all.
I think it's key to always point out to people what is the purpose. Because again, I even have pastors say this to me. People of religious standings. They say, oh, you know what? You shouldn't watch what they put on Instagram. You shouldn't watch what they... But guess what they do?
How do they know what's on Instagram if they didn't look themselves? Anyway.
Didn't they just post on Instagram? So, but you're telling me not to watch the post. Now, what is the reason why you posted? Whether it is, my condolences, or, this heartbreak,
Was
this
it
person.
informative?
Everybody
promotion?
posts for a reason.
Yeah.
And I don't walk past somebody and say hi and expect them to just walk past me.
Yeah.
You say hi, you expect the person to say hi back.
A response, a reaction.
Right. So each person, we do have our own personal developments. So, and that's why I don't shun people who...
We're not judging it.
Yeah, we're not judging at all. I want to respect everyone's development stage because I'm also at a position of development. And I don't think I know it better than you do. But I still have to respect where you're at. And I don't want anybody else to see what I'm doing and then be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. Again, this is just for this last one. The African saying.
Just one
Do
more.
not burn the university after you've graduated.
Nice.
Because there's other people who need to graduate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let them graduate. Don't think you know it all and start being the teacher and the professor. You can be the teacher and professor, but come in the position of leadership, not
Willing to
dictatorship.
help and lead.
Yeah, help and lead. Not, no, why are you doing that for? That's so silly.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Everyone's in a different place.
Different place.
All right, cool. So we've come from our different platforms and arenas, and now we're exclusively dating somebody. From all of our experiences, all coming from long-term relationships, marriages. I'm personally currently divorced. You said you're still in the situation. You're legally married, yeah, but not.
I've
actively.
signed my papers though.
Okay, so
I've
you're
signed my papers.
yeah,
Process.
and then you, sir.
Me,
It's complicated.
I'm not complicated.
It's-
I've signed my papers a long time ago.
Okay, so you're also
I'm legally divorced.
okay. So Kristianos and myself are divorced. You signed your papers, so we've learned a lot.
Yes.
So when dating, if you were to do it again, or when you do it again, or as you're doing it again, whatever your situation is, what is it you're looking for now? What are we looking for? We established we've come from backgrounds that didn't necessarily prepare us. So we've learnt the harder way. Yeah. So what is it we're now looking for as seasoned adults, having been through what we've been through? What are you looking for?
What area should we start from?
Whatever. What's important to you?
For me, I will start with I'm looking for the all purpose.
Seasoning. In what sense? In what sense? Because that could mean a whole load of things.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm all for the all purpose, but what?
Yeah, I'll say for me, what I'm looking for is the all purpose, and it is first that all purpose to be with me. And I find that I am that person who wanted or sought for their attention. And also sensitive. So first, the all purpose is my own personal healing first. So that I do not project or demand from you. I think that blurs our visions
It does.
because you're wanting the other person, though I have got my views on how I feel that you are responsible of making me happy.
Okay.
You are. as the person I'm dating, I strongly believe that you are definitely responsible for making me happy. Just the same way how you could get me angry, just the same way how you could get. Now it's how I respond to that what matters. But my views on that is that if I first have the view of not needing anything from you, or even if I do need something from you, let you know, babe, I need you to help me with part of my sensitivity. I'm a jealous person, so if you have your phone and then we're sitting down and bing, 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 and you're not answering it, but then there's another bing, 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 bing. Hi, Shaniqua. You and Shaniqua could have a conversation, and then bing, 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 bing is not Shaniqua. I would definitely know that it's not Shaniqua. It must be Tyrone. Or to all the Tyrones out there.
All the
Tyrone's alone, man.
And it's just the opposite sex. I think we need to grow into certain things. And because we're not all fully developed, that whole purpose is I need you to be a sprinkle of everything within what I need. And I will also try to be a sprinkle of everything within what you need. So that understanding. I don't know if that makes sense.
Eventually, so you're saying what you're looking for is someone who has a bit of everything that you need. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit of
And able to
Help.
help me to achieve that little everything that I need.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah. So you need to be everything, which is one word.
Okay.
Willingness. That's it. The willingness. You may not have it, but the fact that you've got the willingness, that's my all purpose.
Okay.
And so would I also have that willingness to accept what you're giving me and what you can give me and what you can't give me. Because if I'm a sensitive person, I need attention all the time. You might be a lone child and you're not able to give me that same. So I have to understand that you don't have the capacity, but I still love you same way. But because you're willing to try to give me that sprinkle, I should also be willing to be the person to absorb it.
Okay.
So the willingness is two ways. It's a twofold. And then it works vice versa. For me to also be willing to be that sprinkle of whatever you need, and you be that willingness, to having that willingness to accept what I can give and what I can't give. Because I'm not able to give all.
So, I'm just trying to understand. So,
Hot?
yeah, it is hot in here.
It's getting hotter.
So, what you're looking for when you're dating is not necessarily what they currently have, what they currently possess.
Because we're not perfect.
What you're saying you're looking for is the honesty and communication, willingness to give, and willingness to try and be
achieve
the things that they are currently not, but you need. Yeah, so that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Communication, willingness to grow, and willingness to give what they do have.
So what I'm hearing you say is I wouldn't even have been as specific as that. I would have been more, what I'm hearing you say is that you want someone to be in a similar place to you where you are willing to do and be. Not because the things are the issue, but the place in life, the mind frame where you're at, they need to be in the same place you are, where you're willing. This is what I'm willing to be. This is where I'm at. I want them to match where I'm at.
Absolutely. That is actually a better way of explaining it.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was different.
Don't jealous me.
It was different.
Don't
It wasn't better.
jealous me.
Because the components of being in a relationship, what I feel is that unfortunately, when you get to a certain age, we're not perfect. So if you're trying to get somebody who's tall, dark, and handsome, unfortunately, he's not that tall, but he's dark and handsome. But he's willing to try to
Be taller?
put on something.
No heels,
So
please.
stilettos,
Okay?
no heels, just stilettos.
Platforms. All right, cool.
Yeah. So
Shan,
That sounds good.
what are you telling me? So you're dating again. You're no longer in a covenant. This is for the backdrop. You're dating. What are you looking for?
I'm in a similar place, and I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier, because I guess for me, what holds more weight is my walk with God, and that that journey that I'm taking in life where God is concerned. Not that that's the only thing, but I just feel like, and I've said, and a couple of friends can attest to it, I feel like when a person is a believer, a follower of Christ, and they hear from God and obey, you can work with that. Because in the same way, you're not going to be perfect. We're not going to be 100 in every area. But I'm in the same place as you where I'm like, this is where I'm at. I know I'm going to go more than 100 because it's who I am. And I want to because of what I understand myself to be, my role to be, God's purpose in it. And I can't have somebody who's not in the same space of loving and giving and doing and changing and communicating. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be in that place anymore. And having come out of a covenant or coming out of a covenant where it wasn't all bad, don't get me wrong, but it's like we're not on the same page. We're not on the same page. It's not even just about levels. We're not on the same page. But again...
Is that something you could have recognized earlier? Or are you saying that in hindsight you realised you were not on the same page?
So, it didn't start out that way.
Okay, cool.
And
we don't have to delve into it.
No,
I just wanted to know
Yeah.
if you knew that, or you're saying that now in hindsight.
No, it's not all hindsight.
Okay.
Because if you're married to someone, if you date someone, you are bound to change. Your life experiences will cause you to be a different person. And it's the trauma of a life situation prior to me, as well as when I was involved with him, that triggers you to become something or someone else. And those are also words that I remember coming from his mouth, him being afraid of not being the same person. But that's an individual journey, and that depends on what it is. So you're not going to have the same person anyway. Yeah,
that's true. So for me...
Go there.
So my wish list is a bit more like specifics, a bit more of a shopping list of things. So I'm looking for someone who is loving naturally, nurturing naturally, supportive naturally. I'm looking for a real like feminine, warm, nurturing woman. So I need that warmth. I'm happy to go to war with the world and go out and do what needs to be done. When I come home, I just want that warmth, that nurturing, that peace. Not that she must be my peace, but she must be peaceful. I don't want to be at war. Have somebody... I want to be challenged, but I don't want someone who's challenging in
combative.
Combative, yeah. I don't... excuse me. I don't want to be at loggerheads, but I want her to be someone who will challenge that.
Hold you accountable.
Yeah, hold me accountable to things, challenge me. Say, oh, how about this? How about that? Okay, you said this, but have you thought about that? Blah, blah, blah. But it's ultimately supportive to my vision and my goal.
Is that challenging though? Because when
I want
somebody
someone
says
to challenge me to be better, challenge me to do better, challenge me to be the best. Because I will slip, I'll get complacent, I'll get tired. Someone to challenge me, you could do better than that, or you could do that, babe, or you should be doing this, babe. Come on, like blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? Challenge me to be better. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So those are the things I'm looking for, and I haven't found those qualities in the package. Because realistically, I do have physical traits that I like in a woman.
Absolutely.
I haven't found that. So I don't want to get too deep and go on like we're not. There's things I like.
It's all about the revelations, mate.
There's things that I like, and I haven't found those traits and qualities quite yet in...
together.
Yeah. This is definitely more important to me, but this is also, if I'm going to be a realist, that is also important. So, yeah. I'm looking for those main qualities, that nurturing, supportive, not combative. I really want to find a woman who enjoys serving. So it's not like she's serving me because that's what I want.
Does she have to have an apron or not apron?
No, I've got an apron. But I don't mean to be my servant.
I know what you mean.
You know, there's some women in your life, or maybe auntie or grandma, whatever. they just love to feed you, or they just love to make sure you're okay. You know, it's like it feeds them to make sure you're good.
Yeah,
That's the kind of woman I want. A woman who gets fed by, you know, that fuels her, like to know that you're looked after, take care of you.
Yeah.
You know, if someone's like, I'm a feeder, I just want to cook. Do you know what I mean? Someone like that. Because again, that would make me want to not necessarily match exactly what she's doing. Yeah, eat more. If she can cook. That's when you said all purpose. That's why I asked you to clarify what you mean. You mean she can cook, or you mean But that'll make me just want to do better. See those efforts. But then again, that could also come down to love languages.
That's true.
Because acts of service is one of mine.
Okay.
As well as physical touch and words of affirmation.
Well, you know what they say, right?
Who they?
They say those guys out here, you know, those people out there watching us right now. They say things like, we always say what we want.
Yeah.
I want this, I want that. He needs to have a Mercedes. Okay, I don't have a Mercedes. I drive Hyundai. I still drive. So with what you're talking about, I hear your point, what you would like, but then maybe there's somebody watching out there that will say, well, what do you bring to the table?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I hate
What
that
do you
phrase of
bring
passion.
to the table?
But
you're welcoming it now.
And we
so.
can't hear that you make the table and you bring the screws and the screwdriver.
I
So
got
this
the
is the
hammer.
thing. I'm glad you said that and challenged me with that as a friend. But
I love what you said as a friend.
yeah, no, because you know me, so
Yeah.
people I have around me are going to be those who can be honest and challenge. But I know that I'm working on myself. I have therapy every week to work on my issues. I do several things to work on me as a package and as a person. So I'm always trying to be better. So whoever encounters me in whatever facet will find a better version or the best version of me to date. So whether if it's a friend, if it's a stranger, a colleague, or a partner, I want them to come across the best version of me so far. So what do I bring to the table?
Oh dear.
Are you asking me like what I bring to the table, or are you asking me do I consider what I bring to the table?
No, you're talking about what you want, what you would like to see. So
Wait till you
now she's sitting there next to you saying, "This is what I want." Are you able?
to
Yeah,
advertise myself now?
because you brought out. We spoke about all purpose, man. Well, I spoke about all purpose. You have called thyme, coriander, sweet pepper. Chicken seasoning, because you didn't put it all in one.
Yeah,
you said this is what
Because
you
I
want.
wanted to be specific
Specific.
about
Yeah.
qualities that
We're still cooking
I'm looking
chicken.
out for.
Yeah, we're still cooking chicken, but you've mentioned those
Okay.
specifics. But what specifics are you bringing
Yeah.
for her to say, oh, yeah, I want, that's the specifics that I'm looking for
And I have another question.
to mirror that.
So I'm trying to be for myself all that I'm looking for in a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
Trying to do that for myself.
So then if she's trying to, then you're okay with that. So she's not yet
No.
peaceful, but she's trying to.
I'm trying to be mindful to do those things. Is what I'm
So
saying.
she's trying to be mindful to
as
do
long
those
as she's
things.
trying, as long as she's trying,
But sometimes she gets a...
Which will happen.
yeah. But for me,
That's okay.
Another seasoning, if I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric,
Grace.
yeah, would be self-awareness, of which I bring to the table. I think I'm quite self-aware, and I'm also, and another seasoning I like, a little bit of Celtic salt. Hey, listen,
Man said the pink one.
Father.
be able to take correction.
Yeah. That's
I can
important.
take correction. It does depend on how it's delivered. I'll be honest,
Okay.
but I can
'Cause
take
ego.
correction. So I want to be ultimately, I want to be better. So if you're telling me something in love about me, I'll take that. So, yeah, I want to be better. So she has to be able to take feedback. I'm also able to take feedback.
So we went out the other day, and there's this comedian that does this all the time. I've seen him. He said he's gonna do a call and response, and the call and response is to say, "This is the call and response." He says, "Yeah."
Okay.
It says, "Repeat after me, ladies. You start first."
Oh, okay.
It says, "Ladies, you start first."
I feel like I'm being ganged up on now.
No, you're not.
No,
You're not.
you're not.
It's not our words.
It's not our words. It's the comedian's
Yeah.
words. Yeah. So I want to challenge him if he does the same
on.
thing.
Go on.
He says, "Repeat after me," and then the
Ladies.
ladies say like, "What do we have to say?" Say, say, I'm sorry and I'll never do it again.
I was wrong.
I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong.
I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry.
And
I'll never do it again. Are you able to give that
Absolutely.
paprika?
Absolutely. That paprika. No, listen.
Making me hungry now.
I'm very competitive and I love to win. And I like being right. But I also understand that I'm not always right.
Okay.
And of course I can say, right now, of course I can say sorry.
Even if you're upset.
Different context.
And your ego.
No, I mean now in this point, as a partner now,
Yeah.
companion now, I know that I can say sorry. I know that I can see where I went wrong.
Yeah.
Without being pulled up, but also if I'm being pulled up by her in love, I can say sorry. That's nothing to me now.
What about if you're not pulled up? What about the consciousness?
Self-reflection.
Yeah,
That's the turmeric.
yeah.
Don't forget the black pepper.
Black pepper.
Hey, that means we can cook. Hey, that means we can cook, eh? Hey.
Yeah, no, I can. I am very reflective. So yeah, I do bring that.
Should you expect
Expect what?
the other person to meet your expectation?
Not if it's not uncommunicated, no. If it's communicated and you've had a conversation about it, whatever the answer may be, okay, I'll do my best to be better at that.
I think the answer is just no in general. Like that's one of my biggest downfalls in my life is expectations. Even though some of them are reasonable to expect. For example, and this is another episode topic, I expected certain things from my father because he's my father. But I hold this expectation that when they're not met, I'm hurt, I'm let down, I'm without. So I would say no, don't have any expectations.
But that's a different relationship though. You're supposed to have you're not even supposed to be concerned that a parent would or would not be there, because don't get me wrong, when they show they cannot, fine.
Yeah.
But it's like when we're all parents, so therefore when my daughter wants something from me, she doesn't expect that it's not something I can do, or she's not afraid I'm not gonna give her breakfast because she knows that I always give her breakfast.
I think the difference is
spouse is different.
It's different because the child doesn't know any better. So the child doesn't know that it's a possibility that you're not going to come through for them. As a companion in a relationship, you know that they may not come through for you. But you still, some people have the expectation, but I think the only difference is knowing. The child doesn't know that they're going to be let down. They just expect, food's going to be on the table, or when I need a shoes, daddy or mum is going to buy me a shoes. But I still think there shouldn't have the expectation because you
want to see this in the comments, man.
You shouldn't. You can communicate what you need and what you'd like to see, but to save disappointment, I wouldn't expect it. I don't.
Is that not fair then?
There you go.
Because the idea is that I'm supposed to win your trust. So if I'm saying, and again, this also it's getting juicy.
Yeah.
It also
Everyone's sitting forward on this.
I'm telling you, like, it's getting exciting, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I have said, okay, you've had an experience of me because of one of your requirements or one of your preferences of not being aggressive. I've had a rough day and I've not actually said anything to you. For example, I'm coming to you and I've barked at you, and that's not something you prefer, and I already know that. So the idea is that I try my best not to be that way, but I've been that way, and I did it again the week after, and I still haven't talked about what's going on, hypothetically. You've already communicated to me, you know what, I don't really respect that. What if you didn't communicate to me again, but you said this? You're then holding the person to account to say, okay, well, you said this, and you know that this rubs me up this way. I don't really like that because it does this for me. This is why I'm talking about open communication, because if I know that doing this, you're burning my arm, you're burning my arm, you're burning my arm, and I'm sorry. You're burning my arm, you're burning my arm, I'm sorry. At what point do you then get your hand and stop me from touching your arm and rubbing it? Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, because there has to be a point where you have to say, my arm's burning.
But I'm talking about expectation, though.
I know.
I would like you to adhere. I'd like you to take on board.
Yeah.
I would like you to consider me. But
Isn't
I'm
that
not
an expectation?
expecting it. I would like you to. Not expecting it. Expecting it is like I assume it's gonna happen. I'm entitled. I'm in a place where, well, that should happen.
So
I've asked for that to be happening. I'd like it to happen.
So then you just stay in a relationship with disappointment.
I'm managing my expectations by not holding them to my expectations, because that's what I've done. That's what I'm saying. I've done a lot of that in all types of relationships, friendships, connections, whatever. And I've been let down a lot. But I have to take responsibility for it because I've put expectations on people.
I want to see you guys put some comments about this expectation thing. So expectation, and then response from the expectation.
From the expectation not being met.
That's right. Because that's where I see the difference is. I should expect you to do certain things. But how I respond to it when you do not meet those expectations is what matters. I could be disappointed or I could be excited. Because once I see you achieve those expectations, I expect you to love me as a partner. I'm a straight person, so I expect you to love me.
We differ here. We have to agree to disagree, because I understand what you're saying, and that was me.
Okay.
So
But where I'm at now, from what I've learned and the work I'm doing on myself now, the only expectation I'm gonna have are those on myself. I'm gonna internalize my expectations. For you, whoever it is, a friend, partner, whatever, I would like, and I'll communicate that. And when you don't do it, I'll remind you, I'd love it if you, blah, 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 blah. The expectation thing, for me, so you lot can say in the comments or what have you, if you have a different opinion. But for me, I feel like it's almost setting yourself up for failure at some point because I expect the floor to be here.
Yes, that's why I stand
on it. And
therefore,
I stand on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to stand on anything that is likely to not be there at some point.
Sorry.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to stand on unsure footing. And that's what we are. We're human. We're unsure.
So we're going to be stepping on eggs. That's what Chantelle just said. So are we going to be guiding our relationships by fear?
No, but I'm not.
Because I'm not expecting the ground to be firm.
I'm not scared that it's not there.
Yeah.
I'm just walking accordingly. You know, okay.
Just in case.
It just sounds like the opposite extreme to me.
If you're walking in the dark, you assume and expect the floor to be there, but you're not 100% sure. If you're stepping on something sharp, if it's a puddle and you don't know how deep the puddle is.
So you slide and you're going away forward.
So you walk carefully. You're not fearful. You're just, from experience,
Cautiously.
You're cautious.
So every relationship then, I'm going to be cautious.
Of course. You've got to, if you don't learn from your past experiences, then it was a waste of time. You haven't learned the lesson.
See, my thing about that is you don't want those experiences in the negative to repeat, but also to govern the next. Because, that's not even right. It can govern the next in terms of learning lessons.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that away from you because I hear you. I do hear you. But my wonder is that not just a way not to be let down? Yes, it is. But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with allowing the person... And again, I said communicated expectations. Communicated. I've communicated something to you. I've said this is what I prefer. If they have said, I can't do it, I can't expect it. If they've said, I'll try, I will be hopeful. Because you're supposed to have that. I feel like it's a trust issue. I don't trust that you will fulfill it. So let me not give you that part of me.
So
that's how I think.
Projecting your lack of trust?
I don't think it. All right. Let's keep it in the room then. I trust you both to a certain degree for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I would expect certain things.
Yeah.
Like confidentiality.
Should I be specific?
Yeah.
All right. And again, this is another topic for another episode.
That's about 12 podcasts.
Yeah. But, all right. So I'll go with you, Christian, then.
Okay.
I trust you as a friend, and I know what you're made of and what you're about.
Yeah.
I've expected in the past certain level of support in certain scenarios in my life. There are times when it's there, and I know the times that it's always going to be there for certain things. And then there's times when I could have really done with it, And if the table was turned and it was happening to you, I try to be there in those situations, and I found that it wasn't there. That doesn't mean I don't trust you anymore because of it. It just means that you can't hold people to an expectation. Some of those things I haven't said to you, so that's on me. I could say to you, all right, cool, to take our friendship to the next level, to bulletproof our friendship even further. When you see these things happening, just check in with me or whatever. There's one time, years and years ago, bumped into you on the road outside the office. That's Morley's.
Which one?
That's Morley's. Fort Neath.
Oh, so
bumped into you. I was going through a very, very, very difficult time with my family. And then after we left, you sent me a text message saying, What's with the hostility? And I responded like, you know what I'm going through at the moment. Like I'm tired and blah 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 blah. The hostility was because you haven't shown up for me in the way that I expected you to show up for me. Therefore, I'm hurt and let down. It was unspoken.
Yeah.
However, it's unspoken, but I do that for you. But since then, I've learned you can't expect you from people and also manage your expectations. So what I'm saying is that experience doesn't mean that I don't trust you. And I'm not fearful.
With another friend.
Well, with you. I'm not fearful, even though I felt let down in that instance. I'm not fearful to walk forward with you in like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not a fear thing. It's just I now know, don't expect it, but if it comes, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I can relate on the side of a person not being there for the one who expected me to be. And this is like hold tight, Lamry, aka Oprah, Dr. Scott. So yeah, I love talking about this with her because this was like when we were like early 20s or something. And
sorry, this was like 8-9 years ago, by the way. But yeah, go on.
I believe it sounded like it was a long time ago.
It's a long time.
But like there was a time. This is what you said, something which made me think it just makes the relationship stronger because you said bulletproofing, and when sometimes I think it's good to allow that because then it enables you to grow. You might have a bit of a separation period or a less communication period, and you eventually come back much stronger. And this is exactly what happened with me and two specific friends, but Lanre in particular. She was studying medicine. I was very self-aware at a young age. I grew up in a mature family. My siblings are, on my mother's side, 10, 12, and 17 years older than me. My father's children, like on my father's side, is, I believe, 4, 8, and 25 years. So I grew up, my nephew's my age, and one's younger and one's older. So I was exposed to a lot. So my perspectives were different. And when she was in doing medicine, I wasn't sure what I wanted yet. So I knew that I wasn't a person who was conducive to her progress. I didn't tell her that part because I didn't think at the time when we were talking it was necessary, because the meat of the situation was she felt I wasn't there for her in her time of need as her friend, and I wasn't about as much. But she never ever said it. And she, like, when her friends would ask her, "Oh, how's Shan? How's she doing? Where is she?" She'd be like, "I don't know." Eventually, she would say, "I don't know." So when there was a time where we were talking more because we weren't talking as much. But when we started talking more, she was saying something a few times, which made me ask her, so I've heard you say this a few times. What's making you say that? Which opened dialogue, which I wouldn't have known had I not asked her, which is why I always choose to be the person who will see something and address it, because not everybody will do it. It's uncomfortable for people. So I'm that guy.
Yep.
So when that happened, I said something to her that she still remembers to this day. And I said to her, I don't remember those years of my life. That's trauma. All I remembered was seeking God, him sending me to another church from where I go to now, from what I was raised in, because I was broken and had a whole bag of things going on. And I just needed to go and find my refuge. And God sent me to his refuge. He was my refuge. So I don't remember not being present. I never heard those words, "you've not been present," or "I needed you." but I was going through a lot at the time. Health issues, marital issues, emotional issues, just being my past childhood and traumas coming back in front of me, which triggered a whole bunch of things. So I wasn't conscious, but the fact that the dialogue was open because it wasn't communicated before made me know that, okay, this was what the issue was. That now with like even tighter. So.
Yeah. That is funny how we take those, because again, that's another podcast for relationships. But we take those relationships and we take it into.
Sorry, it's not another podcast. It's another episode. Stay here. Yeah, go on.
Oh my days.
Yeah, go
on. We take it on. We look at the relationships and the expectations that we have within ourselves, and then we put it in a dating scenario, and then, you know what, she's not the right one for me, or he's not the right one for me, and that's because those expectations on how you are affected by your other relationships, you tend to bring it in this relationship. Yo, I'm not your best friend that left you out when you were getting rushed. Project it. I didn't do that. I'm just here to love you and to, be fruitful and we multiply and continue with life. So when you're now expecting me to be, when you're projecting that scenario when you were 16 or 9 years ago, hey, what's that got to do with me?
That's another side of expectations. That's also when someone's coming from trauma and having gone through all those things, expecting that you're gonna let me down like
like they
she.
did.
You're gonna hurt me like she. You're gonna leave me
From
like
what I seen.
That's a whole nother bag of expectations.
Now we've had different ways of dating. Now I'm really expecting you to come and date me this way, and if you do not meet these standards, then I can't accept you to come into my D's. Forget the M.
Oh, I was going to say, when we could come into my D's. Okay, yeah. Okay.
But I think, those are the vital parts. So what would be the key components that you would advise us to say, this is what you look for when you're dating? What would you say?
Well, if I was talking to my son or my daughter.
You're talking to yourself.
To myself.
Yeah, yourself. At the part where we go back to, you're seeing this girl and you're like, ooh, yeah. When you were younger.
Okay.
You've seen the girl.
Yeah.
And there's voices in your head now.
Oh dear.
These voices are now you speaking to yourself.
Oh, I see. I'm now implanted.
Into my own head. So you've got your shoulder here.
Yeah.
You one side, and you've got you.
It would be the same.
Side.
It would be the same as what I said. I'm looking for. I'd be telling myself to look out for those qualities.
My question earlier was, is that not limiting? Because then when it gets too specific, it's like looking between a rock and a hard place for that specific kind of person.
It never happened.
Right.
It could be limiting if it was a be-all and end-all list. I am flexible personally.
So, like,
I actually am flexible, but I haven't got a room. I'll do the...
You can do splits.
I can't.
I could get quite low.
So you're not that flexible.
I am. Can you do the splits?
I never said I'm flexible.
Okay, I am flexible.
Okay, good. So, can you put your leg over your shoulders?
No.
Hey.
I'm not flexible. No.
He said he's flexible.
I am flexible. Anyway, stop hating. So.
Your belly needs to stop talking.
Yeah, my belly's just talking. I remember Billy's saying.
The dairy didn't do it. Sorry.
My belly is flexible.
What you can hear is we're going to watch it back and hear bare belly rumbling.
Imagine.
Oh, dear. Sorry, guys. But yeah, no. Now I'm flexible. Like if I meet with somebody, if I date them and we click and they don't have the checklist, it's not an exhaustive list and it doesn't have to have everything on the list. I'm saying these are the things I'm looking for. It might be a combination of 2 or 3. It might be all if I'm lucky, please God. But do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's that, and I'm not mad picky, but those are the qualities that I
seek for.
Because in other situations, I've missed those things. I've missed those qualities. So those that's the wish list, but it doesn't have to be that in its entirety.
And that's fair.
Or nothing. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. That's what I'm saying.
So three green lights and 3 red lights.
Waiting.
3
Wait,
green
wait.
lights and
Flags.
3
Not parabolizing.
green light.
Flags.
Green light. Green light. So something that's attractive.
Green light.
A red light.
The term
Red
is,
flag.
The term is flag. So green flag.
Is
Jet
that because I'm
suit.
from Africa?
Imagine. 3 red.
Three red lights. 3.
3 red flags.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
You could answer that question, but we could go to our questions still.
I need to use the bathroom.
But then
I need to pee.
I need to go pee, mommy, daddy. I think we could wrap up the dating element.
Did we close it though?
Well, I'm about to close. I'm getting ready to
sorry.
close.
Oh, keep that part up in the recording.
No, we can edit that out. You don't
I'm not editing it out.
Just because I taught him how to sing. And
But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys, on this first chat exploring dating from our unique perspectives.
Very unique.
Very unique.
different areas.
Different areas of the globe.
Different
Jamaica,
strokes for different folks.
different seasonings, all that good stuff.
All purpose.
So
One
yeah,
cockerel will make a full basket.
stay tuned. We'll come back with some more conversations. So thank you.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Peace out.